Gold Circle inductees now. Robert E. Lee is the first, and we are sorry to say that he would not be able to be with us physically here today. I can tell you that he is hugely honored. His plaque will be delivered to him at the conclusion of our ceremonies today. It's going to be taken to his home. Wanted to be here but just could not. An awful lot of us in this room know who Robert E. Lee is and what he meant to us. Many of us, particularly who were students at San Diego State, his career in television in the formative stages, really, of television, and certainly in San Diego and KPBS is something we're going to learn more about now. To tell us about Bob Lee, here is Bob Gardner, charter founding member of Natus San Diego, one of the founding members of the Silver Circle in the year 1917, I believe it was. He has won the Governor's Award and 31 Emmys. Please welcome Bob Gardner. Bob.
Yikes. You guys having fun so far? Holding up okay? I would like to, at this point, ask all the Silver Circle members in the room to stand up. Let me see who's here. Great, and any Gold Circle members? Okay, I'm standing up. Well, let's see. Robert E. Lee. It conjures up images of a great Southern gentleman with a charming Southern drawl and a stern taskmaster general not willing to accept anything less than ruthless perfection and perhaps killing a lot of people in the process. Well, as it turns out, that Robert E. Lee and our Robert E. Lee are related. Our Robert E. Lee is named after him and is also a great leader, but a lot nicer and a lot less ruthless, and still has that desire for perfection. To my knowledge, he has not killed very many new students either. Bob, and for brevity I will call him Bob from now on, and besides, for some unknown reason, I like the name Bob. Bob and Ken Jones almost single-handedly made KPBS radio and television happen. Bob had a huge influence on every top broadcasting professional working in San Diego and around the world who went to San Diego State during all those 45 years, myself included. Bob is a strikingly handsome figure. Hold this up towards camera too. And I'm going to have another one. As a child, he is a tall, dark, distinguished-looking man with a strong, deep voice that commanded a room, a clear accent that gave his perfectly formed words a ring of authority, not Southern, not British, not Ivy League, but definitely not Mission Beach either. I will never forget the day I met Dr. Lee. I was just out of Grossmont High School and was completely intimidated by the television studios, radio studios, lights, cameras, racks of humming equipment, and people who looked like they actually knew what all that stuff did. I walked nervously into my first class and sat in the middle. Dr. Lee walked in slowly, with authority, sat some stuff on a table, did a slow look at the class, nodded, and then walked to the desk in front of the class, slid the chair back, and proceeded to climb up on top of the desk and settle down on top Indian fashion with his legs crossed in front. And he just started to chat with us like an old friend. I had never had a teacher or a professor be so casual and warm with us unwashed students before. I think he even said the F word once or twice. I was blown away. That moment changed my life and started me on a profession that I hope has made him proud of the gifts that he has given to me. Bob goes back even further than I do, if you can believe it. In 1948, Bob and another young guy by the name of Johnny Carson produced the first broadcast demonstration of television for WOW-TV in Omaha, Nebraska. The comedic program, both written and performed by Carson and Lee, was created as an opportunity for the WOW-TV's engineers and personnel to gear up for television broadcast operations. This was the first demonstration of television in Omaha. Bob came to San Diego State in 1956 and kept warping students' minds until 2001. In the 1960s, he was instrumental in starting KEBS-FM and KEBS-TV, later changing the call letters to the KPBS that we all know and love. During that time, Bob was the originator and executive producer of the first children's television program in San Diego, Happy Hideout. Those of you older than I am may fondly remember Rodimus Raccoon, Sassy Blue Jay, and a lion cub named William Jennings Dwiggins. Go on, admit your age. I was a cameraman on that show, and I remember the huge black and white Sark's Tarzan camera with 4 lenses on the front, way before the Zoomar lens was invented. The camera was just a little bit smaller than a Volkswagen. During the 70s, Bob was responsible for many important programs like the Profile series. He was the originator and executive producer and on-air host of this half-hour program that ran locally, nationally, and internationally for many years. Bob also created the Distinguished Visiting Lecture program at San Diego State University. Some of the visiting guests were Rod Serling, Norman Corwin, Sig Mickelson, and television innovator Desi Arnaz. In the 80s, he took a working sabbatical at WQED in Pittsburgh. And during those years, Bob was also a painter of note, being represented by Gallery West, and his art resides in collections both nationally and internationally. Dr. Lee and his lovely wife, Erin, could not join us today. Perhaps it was a bad burrito or some bad tequila last night, I'm not sure. And he's not telling. But he asked me to pass on his sincere gratitude to the Academy for this great honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob, and congratulations, Bob.
Let me get a cat picture with you. And
With
a
me?
gift to him, yeah.
Okay.
Because he'd like that.
Okay. This will not be the plaque. That's
It doesn't matter, because you won't read it.
Okay.
Yes, you have to be present to receive the plaque.
That's probably
This'll be
true.
fine. We get a picture of it? I'll just do it like, kind of do it like this.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll just take it away.
Oh, yeah, good idea, good idea. Wait. There we go.
There it's good.
Terrific.
All right.
Thanks, Gloria.